So this is the new Ferret Mansion that I created. It's a much cheaper alternative than buying an actual ferret cage. They run about, I'd say 150 to 250, probably even more depending on its size, but none of them will compare to this size at all. And while I'm talking about this, one of my ferrets decided to go down the tube that I made for them. Where you going, buddy? That is Perseus, my fat boy. He heard me. Yeah, I'll get into this tube later, but it just connects it down to the kitchen area there. Okay, now he wants to come back. Okay, he changed his mind. Anyways, sorry about that. So I wanted to talk about how I created this, so you guys can do it too. This is our old cage. It's a little small, and so what I decided to do is make an addition to it using these cage square modulator cubes. You can get them from Bed Bath & Beyond or Amazon. That's where I got mine, from Amazon. It was $35, I think, it makes 6 cubes. So I bought 2 of them, so with tax and everything, it's about $75. And then you just stick them together using these connectors. You can see here, right? It just connects one to the other and connects each level. And then if you don't have the connectors, or you need to connect it to a previous cage like I did, just use zip ties. There's a bunch of zip ties all in this cage. You can add doors by using binder clips. So I just clipped them together here, and then you lift it up, and then you can actually secure it right back into that connector there. And it'll secure in like this, and now you have a door that you can decide to remove and, you know, change their bedding and stuff. As you can see here, I don't have anything in the bottom level because my small one can actually fit through here, so I would be wary of that. She can right there. And so if I start at one level higher, she doesn't try to get out, I noticed, and I think it's just because it's too high off the ground, so she's a little nervous. You can connect levels to each other using these ramps. And I add carpet to mine because they're too smooth, so they can grip onto this better. So they're not walking on the cage mesh. Just put on. What the heck is that? Okay, so you can add on these pieces of cardboard. And so now they're walking on a smooth surface, and then you can just put down some pillowcases and blankets and stuff. I didn't want to waste their old cage because they were used to it, and it's still quite a bit of space for them. So what I did is just cut out 2 of these wires here, which I'll show you right there. This is a hole right here. And now they can get in and out of this old cage, which is great because I didn't have to add a litter box or anything to this cage. They're smart enough to just go right back to the correct level, and then they'll go down all the way down to their litter box. So it's a great way to kind of if you don't want to add more litter boxes and deal with that, you can just keep the old cage. And so now I just have kind of cool stuff in it for them. So blankets and stuff, of course, you can get from the Goodwill. I got this tube here. It's flexible from Lowe's, and zip tied it on here. So $5-6 bucks, you can get a tube that connects to another level, which can either go up with another ramp or go across this piece of wood to a bridge, which is on another level that goes to one of those Ferret Throughway by Marshall's, about $12-15 for these tubes that I already had. If you don't want something to be permanent, just use a bungee instead of a zip tie. So then you know, if you want to put this tube at the bottom and not this level, you can do that. And then that tube goes all the way to the top, coming up here, and they have access to another ramp here. It goes all the way to the top level. And there's one last ramp there. And so I would just put pillowcases and blankets everywhere. I have some toys hanging. I also took an old lampshade and put some blankets in it and some bungees. You can make a cool little hammock, pseudo hammock for them. And they've went in there a few times, they don't mind it. So overall, you know, again, this only cost about, I'd say less than $100, excluding these tubes. These tubes are pretty expensive. And then the last thing I want to mention, which you saw one of my ferrets go down, is a tube. So if you want to connect to another area, like in your house, and you just want them to freely go from one area to another with, you know, maybe bypassing another. So I don't want them on my carpet area here. I like them downstairs on the tile. And so what I did is I just cut out a couple of spots here and connected this. Let me move the door. I connected this tube with zip ties, as you can see, and then they can just crawl down that. And you saw him, but it winds all the way down. So there we go. And winds all the way down, and then I have it go through a piece of plywood. And then now it goes downstairs. So, hey buddy. Yep, so that's it. Let me know if you have any other ideas or comments or questions. I'm totally willing to help you out. This is a great alternative. Saved me a lot of time in regards